Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope everyone had a good time last night taking the kiddos trick-or-treating. I know it's good to have little ones because we went to all of 6 houses and we're like, oh, that's good. Is everybody done? Yay. All right, the Cowboys news. Tristan Hill and Antoine Woods were both late to meetings this week. You know what's happening, guys. Now, Woods, I'll give Woods a little pass because he said it's like the second time he's ever done it in his entire life and it'll never happen again. Okay, we'll just keep an eye on that. But Hill, who was late for a meeting and also caught sleeping during a meeting when Isaiah Thomas was called in to talk to the team about having a championship mentality, and Isaiah Thomas had to actually wake him up during the meeting. He had this reputation when we drafted him. And we thought that Marinelli said that he could fix him. And Marinelli really hasn't fixed anyone. You know, first, this guy has been slow to develop, which I'm okay with, but him missing meetings and all that, that's just completely unacceptable. Falling asleep. In my opinion, all this comes into the lap of Marinelli. First of all, we have to depend on, right now, moving forward, we have to put a whole bunch of emphasis on Michael Bennett and Robert Quinn, people who came from elsewhere on our defensive line to be stalwarts of our defensive line. And Marinelli was supposed to be the guy who was developing talent, the defensive line guru. In Marinelli we trust and all that kind of stuff. And at this point, when he's had so many defensive linemen to work with, and at this late in his Cowboys tenure, we had to go and grab people from other teams to get the job done for us. So outside of DeMarcus Lawrence, I mean, who has he really developed? You know, that's why we had Marinelli. So this team, it frustrates me because we have so much talent on both sides of the ball. You can see it out there, but both sides continuously get out-schemed, you know? That we're so good that we can overpower, you know, the bad teams out there or whatever. But when we play a good team, just like New Orleans, they've spun the defensive performance versus New Orleans, saying, oh, the defense held New Orleans to 266 yards. I saw it on Blogging the Boys, and I think I saw it in the Cowboys media. But that is so far from the truth. That is so far. That's why stats are for losers, because they take that. Oh, look, we can say we only held them to 266 yards, and this is why Sean Payton is so much better option at coaching, so much better option at coaching. It was a major victory for them over our defense to keep the ball, which was their main goal for over 36 minutes. And how incredible is that for keeping the ball 36 minutes and only gaining 266 yards? Throwing the ball deep and trying to get big plays was not their goal that game. Their goal was to keep the ball away from the Dallas Cowboys offense. And they did, because the Dallas Cowboys offense only had the ball 23 minutes. The ownership of that should go on the defense. But we'll spin it then, oh, we only let the New Orleans Saints get 266 yards. Like there's not a game involved. And this is why stats are for losers. You forget about the game that's being played and the ultimate goal of winning the game. And you pull out stats and say, oh, we're good here. Oh, we didn't look that bad there. And it's just a falsehood. All right. Again, I will always say it, stats are for losers. In other news, Michael Bennett, who I just talked about, restructured his contract, and he'll be a free agent next year. So we basically have a choice between him and Tyrone Crawford. Now, I'm sure Bennett would be good on the field and everything is all hunky-dory right now. So the only thing I'm worried about is, will Michael Bennett finally come out and stand for the national anthem? Yeah, you forgot about that, didn't you? I'm going to be looking Monday night. It's going to be a nationally televised game. Will he, because with the Patriots, he stayed in the locker room. Will he walk out there and stand with the team with the national anthem? I can't wait to see that. That is must-see TV. All right. Zeke says his body is nice and refreshed. They said it feels good to have a Monday where your body's not all beat up. So I hope we're going to start leaning on Zeke a little bit more than throwing the ball around as much as we have with Dak, because I think that's been kind of a, not a problem, but we're getting out of our identity when we do that. So I hope the plan was to throw more early, to take the weight off Zeke, and then later use Zeke a lot. But then why are we barely using Tony Pollard? I'm ready for some more Tony Pollard. I'm telling you, the success of Miles Sanders really has me on the jelly. I'm sorry, that's just how I am. Speaking of on the jelly, I am jealous of the San Francisco 49ers. They're still winning. They are still undefeated. They beat Arizona. Arizona gave them a great game. And my dad was telling me before the game that Arizona is a team that could beat them because of their unconventional play. You know what I'm saying? They have a mobile quarterback that can get away from their rush, and they would spread the ball out. He said, but they just don't have a coach, which kind of proved itself last night. He hates them, and I understand what he's saying. He hates the Cardinals because they only gave Steve Wilkes 1 year without a healthy quarterback or a healthy running back. And he's probably right. Jimmy G, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. I don't have anything. I've been pretty harsh on Jimmy G. I don't have anything to say about him now. The acquisition of Emmanuel Sanders might have done wonders for him. You know, like Amari Cooper for Dak, he might have a receiver that he can trust. On Sunday, the games that are must-sees, Philly versus Chicago is a must-see. Again, I fully expect Philadelphia to win this football game, but we all can hope, right? Miami versus the Jets. That is a must not see. Please do not put your eyes on that. They may be ruined forever. But you know what? Let's see how Miami can tank versus the Jets. That would be kind of interesting. What are they going to do to make sure they lose that football game? Minnesota versus Kansas City. Man, that's going to be a tough game. They're talking right now about whether Mahomes should play or whether he shouldn't play or whatever. And I'm kind of rooting for the Vikings because I'd rather have them coming, to us with their belly full and not hungry for a win to keep up with Green Bay. But honestly, the way the Vikings are playing, they can beat them and us. It's just being real. In the AFC, New England finally gets tested. I'll be watching that to make sure to see how that defense handles Lamar Jackson and all that. All right, guys, have a great weekend. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. I might even talk about college football tomorrow because it's starting to get a little interesting. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, and enjoy your weekend and be safe out there. Holla at you. Peace.